Alright guys, welcome back. Today we got a little fun flow. We're gonna work on a little bit of hip openings, strengthening. We'll get started. So come on up to tabletop position. Take your time setting up, of course. Always set with intention. Make sure your placements are always right. Index finger pointing forward, all other fingertips splaying out to the side. Knees are stacked underneath your hips. Come on to the tops of the feet. And we'll just get a little rotation here. Find your own rhythm with this one. You guys have been doing this for 20 some days now, so some of the moves should be coming a little bit more natural for you. Some of them might still be challenging, but as time goes on, they will become easier and easier, just like everything else. Working on the wrist rotations, anchoring down. Always bringing the belly button up, always engaging that core. Come on back to a child's pose. Bring your knees as wide as your mat, driving your sit bones down to your heels and coming on down. Dropping the head down, reaching the arms either out or keep them wherever is comfortable for you. This posture may not be comfortable for everybody. So make yourself comfortable as you can, and once again over time everything becomes comfortable, or at least bearable. If you can bring your forehead down, a little rotation on the mat. And come to a stillness. Placing the hands down, bring that belly button up and in, rising up. Bring the knees back underneath your hips and pushing up out of the shoulders. Neck is nice and long. Curling the toes under, raising the legs up and back to a little down dog. Walking the dog out, bending one leg and then the other. Coming to a stillness, bringing those hips as high as you can. The biceps should be in line with the ears, driving the heels down to the earth, hip bones to the sky. Raising that right leg up and bringing it up and through between the hands to a high lunge. Working in the high lunge, bring the shoulder blades back and down the back side of the body, stacking the knee over the ankle. Engaging the core and just rising up to a nice high lunge. If you need to support your hands on your thigh, go ahead. If not, fix your shirt, drop the hands down, and take a breath. Drop back down, just hovering, resting the ribs onto the upper thigh, placing the hands down, sliding that foot back, and we're going to do a flow. Chaturanga push-up, elbows scraping the ribs, sliding up and through, to your up dog. Down, curling the toes under, push up, and back to your downward dog. Raising that left leg high, swinging it through with control. If you need to use your hand to get the ankle and the foot correct, go out ahead. Staying high on that back foot and working your way up to your high lunge. One more breath. Exhaling down. Placing the hands. Slide that foot back. And we do our flow. Down we go. Pushing the shoulder blades down, shoulders down away from the ears, getting the turtle out of its head. Neck is long, chest is up. Curling the toes under, bring it back to your down dog. Raising that right leg high into the sky, swinging it through. That took a long time for me to get that, so keep working on it, guys, it'll happen. Just hanging out here, letting the fingertips just slightly brush the mat. Inhale, rising up. Add the arms. Breath and exhale forward. Place the hands, slide that foot back and forward. Curling the toes under, back to your down dog. Left leg high into the sky. Swinging it through. Rising up. Hands rise up with you, arms into the sky. Exhale, down. Placing the hands, slide it back. Toes up to your down dog. Right leg high up, swing it through, placing it down. This time, drop left leg down and come to the top of that back foot. Rising up. Great. Left arm rises up, plugging this right hip, this right thigh into the hip. Left arm comes up, we're reaching up to the ceiling, and then gentle lean over. You can drop your arm down, keep it here for balance, but we're reaching over to the right side. One more breath. Down we go. Coming up onto the toes of that back foot, raising the leg up, sliding the right leg back into our downward dog, forward and down, vinyasa. Drawing the toes under, back up to your down dog. Raising that left leg high into the sky. Swinging it through. Dropping that right leg down, coming to the top of that foot. If this gets a little too much on the knees, you can always fold your yoga mat in or get a pillow to put underneath there. It's perfectly fine. Make yourself comfortable. Rising up. Right arm shoots up, trying to touch the ceiling. Reaching up out of your shoulder, and then over to the left. Breath, and drop it down. Place the hands down, coming up on that right leg, sliding this one back into a down dog real quick, rolling through plank and down. Great. Come on up, downward dog. Raising that right leg high into the sky. Swinging it through. Inch your way in. Placing that left leg down, coming to the top of that foot. Walk your foot out to the edge of the mat. Toes come off just a little bit, so we're at this slight angle here with your foot. Okay? Bringing the hands inside the step and working your way down into a lizard posture variation. Bring your right hand underneath and grab on if you want to, or just come down and relax and do the posture as best as possible. Once again, modify, modify, modify. If up here is as far as you need to go, that's as far as you need to go. Back to your left leg, bending that left leg, reaching back, grabbing onto the ankle or the foot, whatever you can grab onto, and just pull in for a quad stretch. One more breath. Do not slingshot when you let go. Control that leg down, placing the hands heel toe, your foot back in line, placing both hands down, coming up on that back foot, sliding back into vinyasa. Curling toes back into your downward dog. Raising that left leg high into the sky, swinging it through, dropping the right leg down, coming to the top. Heel toe, your left leg off. So the toes are just off the mat. We're gonna get this like slight angle with the foot and come down if you can into your lizard variation. If you wanna stay up, definitely stay up. Whatever's comfortable for you at this time. Every day's different. Bending that back leg, reaching back, grabbing onto the foot. If you can't do this, just stay in lizard. Get that nice stretch through the quad. Relaxing, letting the leg go. Do not slingshot it. Allow it to come down. Walking the hands back in, foot comes in, curling the back toes, lifting the leg up, placing the hands back into plank. Do your last one, last upward dog, and then just come on back to your child's pose. Coming to tabletop, curling the back toes under if you need to come up like this. I usually have to curl those back toes under. This is Hurts a lot at first, but the more you do it, the better it gets. It's extremely helpful for foot health, and it goes all the way up. If you're building a house or building anything, you know the foundation needs to be correct. Our feet are our foundation. So if our foundation is not working correctly, everything else all the way up is not going to be working correctly. So foot health is number one. A couple more breaths here. With practice, it still hurts. Not gonna lie, but it does get better. It does get better. It does. My years of being in construction boots and combat boots definitely did a number on my feet. They were like bricks when I first started, and now they're semi. So come on off those. Make your way to a seat. I'm going to take your right leg first. However you're comfortable, this might not be a comfortable position for you, okay? But we're going to interlace our fingers with our toes, just like you're doing that with your hands. So I usually start with my pinky on my pinky toe, and I work my way from there. Working your fingers within. Once again, over time, this becomes a lot easier. I do this every night while I'm watching TV. It's always painful at first. The foot will cramp. It's not enjoyable at first, but it does always get better with time. I do have arthritic big toes, and this has literally saved my feet. Like, not even too long ago, about 2 years ago, I couldn't even walk more than 5-10 minutes without excruciating pain. It got to the point where I couldn't even walk my dogs anymore. I had to ride a bicycle, and I taught them all how to ride with me with the bicycle. So once I started doing this and taking care of my feet a little bit more, I have yet to have any pain in my feet. Also, sprained ankle rehabilitation. This is dynamite. If you got bunions, golden. It's gonna hurt at first, but it gets better with time. Just making circles. I always support my foot, so I'm working up top and not at the ankle. Forcing everything to start moving. And all those bones to articulate. Working those little muscles in between each bone, all the tendons and ligaments connecting. And just getting them working, moving around. Slowly bring them out. If you can, spread your feet, spread your toes. I have not been able to do it. I've just been starting. I can get them. Sometimes you can see it. Sometimes it does happen. Switching feet. Bring this up. Interlacing. Good foot spray. It's an old P90X reference. Tony Horton, he's the man. I love Tony. You have a yoga portion for P90X. That was one of his little quips he said. It's always stuck with me. I don't know why. A couple more rotations here. That action. Never could have done that a year ago. It's amazing how fast everything starts changing. Your body wants to work correctly. It just has to adjust to the demands we put on it. And then things start taking over for other things' jobs because they can't work anymore. They're just exhausted. So taking care of the body, yoga, breathing, meditation. Big help. And slowly pull your fingers out. Come lengthwise on your mat. Spread that toes as best you can. Shake the legs out. Go ahead and make your way down onto your back. Take a couple of deep breaths in. fall out to the side, palms facing up. Letting your hips relax, your head relax. Closing your eyes. Letting your forehead relax, your jaw unclench. Taking a few breaths in. And this is where I will sign off. Remember, you are your ancestors' dream. Keep working.